red flag departs off the grid, the lights will come on and we will be racing in MotoE for the final time this year. Here we go. It is a great start from Mattia Casadei, not neck and neck like he was with Dominic Aegerter yesterday. Torres looking up the inside, Granado slots into third. A cracking start, I think, from Malaysia's Skrigs there into fifth spot, with Torres just ahead of him in fourth. But once again, it's pole shot to Casadei.
Casadei, the best starter on the grid by some distance this year, and it's a bad first couple of corners for Matteo Ferrari. He's been pushed back to 7th. He makes up 2 positions down into turn 4 with an excellent move to get by both Iskridge and Mikel Pons, who manages not to high-side it out of turn 2 like he did yesterday. They fan into line going down towards turn 8.
All cleanly through in that first sector then. And it's, well, Casadei off like a scolded cat. There he goes, a few bike lengths between him and this year's World Cup winner, Eric Granado, on the chase as well. That beautiful livery for Matteo Ferrari there in 5th place. Jordi Torres, though, in his sights.
Haven't we been here before, Matt? I'm pretty sure this is how the start of yesterday's race panned out, with Casadei, Aegerter and Granado getting the whole shot ahead of the rest. Jordi Torres looking decent in 4th, but Torres needs to get his act together here, because the top 3 already, as you can see, have a considerable advantage. The Spaniard finds himself 0.6 down on Granado.
Through Carbone they come then. Torres versus Ferrari, 2 of the other only World Cup overall winners in the Energica era of the series then. But it's Aegerter looking up to go up the inside perhaps of Casadei in a few corners time, as Ferrari got a bit too close for comfort there with Torres. Eric Granado just slightly being dropped.
You'd have to say, by Dominic Aegerter's standards this year, this has actually been a really good first lap for him to be within half a second of the leader in 2nd place. I think the Swiss rider would take that, because usually he's dropped back to 3rd, 4th or 5th place and then had to mount the recovery in the second part of the race.
Yeah, absolutely then. So across the line they come for the first time of asking. It's Casadei from Aegerter, Granado and Torres, Ferrari in 5th. Pons, well, the top 6 are separated by 2.2 seconds. You've got Canepa just behind him as well. It's all to play for, though, out front. Aegerter has closed in on Casadei then. He's not getting away with it. What can Granado do? Can he respond? Is he over the heartbreak yet? He won't be for some time, I suspect, but he can put it aside enough to try and get this final race win of 2022.
Casadei is something of a Jorge Lorenzo about him on these opening laps. Aegerter was the only man who could be within 1 second of him after the first lap of racing here, and you can see the Swiss rider is now less than 0.2 of a second behind the Italian as they come up to Tramonto.
This is where we saw what was to be the Championship World Cup winning overtake from Aegerter on Granado, essentially. It was thereafter that Eric became a bit flustered and unfortunately crashed out at turn 15, much to the entire nation of Brazil's heartbreak. Through Carbone they come for the second time again. The Rossi flag still waving then. Casadei, how much would he love to do the double on home turf? This is where I think we saw his first podium in MotoE a couple of years ago now with the Seat 58 squad. He's since moved to the Pons 40 squad, doing rather well. Well, sufficient improvement in this final year of the Energica era.
Needless to say, this would see Casadei climb to 3rd in the standings, which would be a decent return for what has been a really solid championship from him, you have to say, leading and qualifying on the front row nearly at every race. Yeah, every race bar 1 so far this year for the number 27. He comes across the line, although he is under some serious pressure now from Dominic Aegerter, the fastest lap of the race.